Anybody killing a penalty, and I don't care where it is on the ice, if there's sticks up in the air, it's not going to help. It's just trouble. Even the defenseman in front of the net, Shane was talking about Johnny Boychuk, and he's a shot blocking machine, and he has a tendency, he stands straight up and his stick's up in the air. And pucks, particularly when you're up against a skilled power play that moves the puck quickly, they'll go right underneath guys' sticks, and the power play guys are looking for it. You mentioned John Tavares. I used to talk to John quite a bit about what gave him problems when he was on the power play half wall, and he would talk about the pressure down. He actually reinforced that belief that if we put pressure on him and crowded his space, he had to make rush decisions. He liked it when teams backed off. And I know that Backstrom, after he talked to Grabowski after that game, said the same things. It just made him uncomfortable. So the mentality behind this killing is to make teams uncomfortable. It starts with your stick and then your routes and your angles. Okay, being able to time it the right way so that when you do push down, you're not swinging out into the innocent ice over here. You want to keep yourself down to the dot line so that you can just recover quicker to that critical third of the ice in the middle. Chemistry, and a big thing, and I was fortunate, I think it was 18 years ago, I was working with Butch Goring, and he was one of the better penalty killers in probably in NHL history. And, I never played pro hockey, so being able to coach with a guy like that could talk about the chemistry he had playing with Brian Trottier, how they were always going on the ice together. They sensed what the other guy was doing. You saw Shane had Clutterbuck's picture up there. Clutterbuck always went with Casey Zizekas. And Kuhlman always went with Franz Nielsen. And they knew what they were doing. And if you're pressuring, that symmetry and that innate ability to know what your partner's doing is critical. And I would encourage you, whatever level you're coaching, and the challenge is to finding the guys that do mesh together, that you stay with that. Because they can actually maximize the production of the PK working as a team of two within that four-man unit. The D shot blocking, you'll see it in a minute or so here as well. And in this system, what will happen is there'll be these big ice, open ice shots right here, or you'll see when they shoot the gap through here, that defenseman on the strong side, if the puck is there, he's got to be able to either defend the shot, or he's going to back in and give the goalie the shot side of the net. He takes the far side on a shooter. And you'll see that as well. And again, the goalies is probably the biggest part of it, because I don't care what level you're at. I think it was 3 years ago, we went 50-something straight penalty killing wins in Long Island over the Islanders, and I think it was definitely a franchise record. It was getting close to a league record, and our goalie save percentage was like 92% during that time. And whatever you're running, if your goalie save percentage on the PK is above 90, you're going to be good. If you do passive and you're just trying to make sure the power play that you're playing against, you're trying to do selective shot production, and your goalie stop in those pucks that are shot in that area, you're going to be successful. So that's a critical part of it. And the goalie's ability to communicate with the defenseman in terms of what shots he wants to see, what angle he wants to see it from, particularly in these shot tip areas when, this came out probably like a decade ago, and you see the guy, they travel down the dot line here, and they just rip it for sticks in here. JVR, he was in Toronto when I was there. He's unbelievable in this area off the post. But the guy that you forget about is the guy that starts in this area and then is working his way down through here. And we call it a sandwich, and they find that stick. So the goalie and the D are always talking about that as well. And then the last thing here is just the pressure off the execution. So once you're actually creating the power play groups, you're creating pressure on the power play groups, and they're rushing through to make decisions, there's usually going to be misdirected passes, there's going to be rebounds, there's going to be turnovers, then you've got to really work as a group of four to get the puck back. So if you can just roll the next template here. And I know this is hard for you guys to see out there, but this is what I felt, doing the penalty killing over the last 4 years, or the last my first 3 years in Long Island. This year we had a different staff, and I was an associate coach. I was doing different things. But my first 3 years, Tampa Bay's power play went up and down because Stamkos got hurt for a long period of time, and I'll get back to that in a second. The power plays that give you the biggest problems are the guys that have a pure goal scorer, and they can shoot the puck from both sides of the net. They can come down, if it's Stamkos, and he's coming down this line right here, and he can rip a shot off a seam pass, that's dangerous. Okay? If he's over here and is one-timer and he can rip a shot off a one-timer accurately, it's dangerous. Okay, and there's only a handful of teams in the NHL, maybe there's 10, I haven't done an inventory, that have a weapon like that on both sides. And what happens is when you have a Kuznetsov, Kucherov and a Stamkos on either side of the net, it's dangerous. It's like pick your poison time. So it's critical that whoever's in this area right here is managing the top of that triangle, and we're giving them those shots to the outside.